I'm Dr. Yusuf Osoga. I'm Director for Basic and Secondary Education in the Uganda's Ministry of Education and Sports. So I've been there for quite some time. So I was part of the people who were designing the universal primary education and then universal secondary education. Now, when we were starting universal secondary education, we realized that the successful implementation of UPE had brought a lot of children, because from 2.7 million children in 1996, by 2006 we had 8.3 million children. So that's what precipitated the urgency for which we needed to implement another universal free education program at the next level. Otherwise, it would undermine whatever we are doing at primary level. So it was a question of sustainability. So when we are starting this program, one of the objectives said we are going to partner with the private sector, because there was no way government alone would be able to implement this program and reach to all corners. So the challenges this organization, Peace and ARC, found that we told them that one of the objectives of the government is to ensure that provision of education is done equitably in a sense that we reach all the regions of the country and we reach everybody. That is gender perspective. So they had to establish schools in different areas, and those underserved areas, generally the communities are poor, so they are low-paying fees and so forth. So that was the challenge number one, that they had to put in a lot of money than probably they had anticipated, because a lot of things that needed to be subsidized from the point of view of the parents. The other challenge is the unavailability and competence of teachers. We have some disciplines, I don't know what's happening around here in South Africa, but our disciplines in sciences and mathematics, there is a shortage of teachers. Anybody in this game will find that on a challenge. Attracting these mathematics and science teachers is a big problem. Even in government, we have a challenge, because if the private institutions, private schools have paid a bigger salary, there is a lot of movement. There is high attrition moving from government to the private schools. The other challenge, and for which now we would like to explore, and where we have been impressed by Peace and ARC, is the management. One of our challenge as a government is governance and management, the area of governance and management. In other words, getting very active, competent governors. Maybe let me explain a bit here. Our schools, the way they are managed is that after government, the body that is in charge of the day-to-day running of the school is called a board of governors. And the board of governors supervises the head teacher and his management team, and then the teachers. Yeah, but if you don't have a good board of governors, then that means the management of the school will be in problem, because they will not be able to correct the head teacher, they will not be able to supervise properly, and that kind of thing. So that means that on the board of governors, you need to have somehow educated people who understand education, who understands what it is that quality education, what it is quality education that should be delivered to the children, that kind of thing. So where there is a shortage of governors, there is a problem already there. But it was worse if, again, you don't have good managers. These are the heads of schools. You'd wonder why. Yeah, we don't have a leadership training institute, maybe, but generally those who manage schools, I think, learn on the job. They don't have specialized training. Maybe that is partly explained. But the bit with Peace that they have managed to, I think they have been conducting more trainings than we have as government. So they turn out they have very good managers who have turned around the schools, and although they are low-paying schools, others are free schools, the performance has been good. And that's why we are now in discussion to see if we can contract money, contract them to manage some of poor performing schools in the country. The only challenge has been is that because if we are going to pay more than we are paying public school, then that one I think may not be practically acceptable. But we are still in discussion to see if they can do this. But the management has been a challenge, but I think it's something they have overcome. We have not yet had a full-fledged public-private partnership the way they have been describing it here, because ours is still partial. In other words, we are agreed to take it by steps, kind of piloting. So the first bit we are doing is to give grants to the children so that they are able to study free, give the schools all the instructional materials they need, give the schools science equipment and chemicals and that kind of thing. And then they allow these children to study free. Yes. And to us, that one has helped us because we've been able to deal with the problem of enrollment. At least the children can be able to be enrolled in schools and get maybe not the best education, but reasonably good quality education.